Once upon a time, in the heart of the whispering woods, where the trees stood tall and proud, and the air was crisp and sparkling with snowflakes, lived a little bunny named Benny. Benny had soft, fluffy fur as white as the freshly fallen snow, and bright, twinkling eyes that shone like stars in the night sky. As winter draped its chilly blanket over the forest, Benny started to worry. "Oh no!" Benny squeaked one chilly morning, his little paws shaking. "Winter is here, and I haven't gathered enough food. What will I do when the snow covers everything? I need to find enough carrots and berries for the long, cold months ahead." Benny scurried towards his favorite hollow tree, where he kept his precious food stash. He opened the door of his cozy little home and peered inside. "Oh dear," he exclaimed as he counted his supplies. He had only one small carrot and a few dried berries left. Benny's heart sank as he thought about how hungry he would be without enough food. Just then, Benny heard a soft tapping on his door. It was his friend, Tilly the squirrel, with her bushy tail bouncing like a fluffy feather. Benny, have you heard? Tonight is the Winter Moonlight Festival," she chirped excitedly, her tiny paws clapping with delight. Benny's ears perked up. "The Winter Moonlight Festival? Is it really happening? But what about food? I don't have enough to celebrate." "Oh, Benny," Tilly said gently, "the festival is not just about food. It's about sharing, friendship, and coming together. Let's go together. We can invite all our friends." Benny felt a tiny glimmer of hope. "You're right, Tilly. I can bring my one carrot and dried berries. It will be a special treat to share with everyone." As the sun began to set, and the cold night sky came alive with bright, glowing stars, Benny and Tilly hopped through the bustling forest, inviting their friends. They visited Oliver, the wise old owl, Bella, the cheerful bluebird, and even Grumpy Gus, the bear who lived at the edge of the woods. After much hopping and chirping, Benny felt his heart warm with every invitation. Finally, the time came for the festival. The clearing in the woods transformed into a magical place filled with laughter, sparkling lights, and the soft glow of the full moon. All of Benny's friends gathered around, their smiles shining brighter than the twinkling stars above. "Welcome to the Winter Moonlight Festival," called Tilly, raising her tiny paws. "Tonight, we celebrate friendship." Benny stood next to Tilly, feeling a bit nervous. What if no one liked his little carrot and berries? But as the festivities began, Benny felt the warm memories of gathering with his friends replace the worry in his heart. One by one, his friends shared their delicious treats. Oliver the wise old owl flew in with a basket full of crunchy nuts. "For sharing dreams and stories," he hooted. Bella the bluebird swooped down with a lovely plate of sweet, colorful fruits. "For singing and being merry," she chirped. And then Grumpy Gus, the bear, lumbered in with a big pot of warm honey, still bubbling and delicious. "For sharing warmth and friendship," he grumbled. But Benny could hear a tiny smile in his voice. When it was finally Benny's turn, he stepped forward holding his carrot and dried berries high. "I only have a little carrot and some berries, but I'd like to share them with all of you. Friends come together, and sharing makes us all feel rich." He took a deep breath and smiled as wide as he could. As Benny shared his tiny treasure, something magical happened. His friends came forth, and they all shared their snacks together. They sat in a circle, munching and crunching, telling stories and laughing under the sparkling moonlight. Benny realized his small contribution was just as valuable as all the big treats around him. As the night wore on, Benny's heart felt light. He could see how everyone brought their food, and when they came together, the festival turned into the most wonderful feast. They played games, danced in the moonlight, and sang songs of friendship. Suddenly, Benny spotted a little chipmunk watching from the bushes, his big eyes staring wide with envy. Benny's heart felt a little tug. He hopped over and said, "Hello there. Would you like to join us? We have plenty to share." The chipmunk's face lit up. "I didn't know I could come. I was too shy," he said. Benny smiled and nodded, leading the way back to the circle of friends. "How wonderful it is when everyone is together," Benny exclaimed happily as they all welcomed the little chipmunk, sharing more snacks and laughter. After lots of fun, the festival started to wind down, and sparkling moonlight shone down on the happy group. As they all settled down on the soft, snuggly snow, Benny realized something amazing. That night, as Benny nestled in the warm circle of his friends, he understood the true meaning of the Winter Moonlight Festival. It wasn't about how much food he had or how delicious it was. It was about sharing, caring, and standing together as a community. Together, they had created a celebration that filled their hearts and bellies with warmth. Benny learned that when you come together and share with friends, even the smallest things can become the biggest joys. As the last light of the festival flickered and the stars twinkled above, Benny whispered to his friends, "Thank you for sharing this wonderful night with me. I feel so happy to have all of you in my life." And with that, they all snuggled closer, their bodies warm, their hearts full, and their spirits dancing as bright as the moonlight above. And from that day on, Benny never worried about gathering food alone again. He had learned that sharing with others not only filled their bellies, but also brought great joy to everyone's hearts. So when the winter winds blew, you could always find Benny and his friends gathering together, sharing stories, laughter, and food. Because now they knew that together, no problem was too big, and every little bit they shared made the world a much brighter, happier place. And the moral of the story is, sharing with friends not only brings joy to others, but also makes your heart feel warm and happy.